All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. What I'm going to call this podcast is Are You Aware of Social Cues? I got that slur kind of sometimes. Social cues. So, the reason I want to get into the social cues thing is because me and my girlfriend talk about this a lot with a lot of people. I don't think people are really aware of their behavior socially when discussing things with people, especially when other people are checking out on you. Like they don't want to listen to your shit anymore. It seems like the other person just keeps talking on and on and on. And the other person doesn't even realize the other person's checked out on them. I talk about this in my Mastering Self-Confidence program, actually, in my book Wingman, about the way men talk to women a lot of times. Their approach is horrible a lot of times. Not just pickup lines, just the way they talk. And I don't even mean flirtatious wise. I just think sometimes they're talking and they talk for too long, or they talk about something stupid, or they're too loud, or they're too close, or they're too touchy, or they're just too much of whatever. And they don't realize the girl is really looking at you like a deer in the headlights, or they keep turning away and you keep interrupting them, or they're trying to step away and you keep kind of following them. You got to be aware of your social cues, man. I mean, and this, you know where I really see this the most? I'll be honest. When I go to conventions, I was going to so many conventions for a while with work, right? And I've done so many shows, even when I was doing, not only for my work in the last 10 years, but when I was doing my own clothing line. But a lot of times you get around people, say at a convention, and you walk up to the booth and you're having a conversation with them, and they're on this, this pitch, this verbal loop, and they just go. And it's not genuine a lot of times. It's not authentic. It's like you're looking at their product, and I get they're there to pitch their product. They want to sell as much as they can. That's their job. I get it. But a lot of times they go on and on and on. They don't know how to talk about anything else. Or you're kind of like just not, you're looking at something, you just want to look at something and not be bothered to that level. They keep going on and on and on. And you're like, and I've been behind the booth, and I'm like, dude, he's checking out. You're actually aggravating him. You're turning him off of the product or our brand instead of helping them. And then I've been on the other side where I've wanted to buy, right? And then I'm getting pitched, right? So I kind of been on both ends. And I also see it a lot of times at conventions. You have a lot of dinner parties, get-togethers, these gatherings where everybody's kind of always together. And again, the social cues, I think, man, and it goes for men and women a lot of times. Believe me, it's not just men. I don't want to just say that, because a lot of women, too, they start talking for a certain amount of time, and you're like, okay, you're listening. Then they're going on, and this can be, believe me, not only business. I'm talking family members. It could be your husband, wife, it could be your aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, whoever, colleagues, a lot of people. You're looking at them, and they're going on. And you're like, okay. They go on a little further. Okay, we're at a 10, 15-minute conversation here, but you're the only one who spoke. Not to mention, I'm not interested in this anymore. And not to be, you don't want to be standoffish, but sometimes you got to be. You just got to dip on people. I don't care who the hell they are. But I'm just telling you, please be aware of your social cues. I'm telling you big time, because I see so many people, especially when drinking or if they get stoned or whatever the case may be, they're just not coherent. They just go on and on and on. And more than ever, I think now I'm more kind of a question guy. I kind of ask questions and then I listen. I go back and forth. But I have no problem now, and I don't mean cutting them off like just cutting them off, but I don't kind of just, I don't have the tolerance to listen to a lot of bullshit, especially things that I'm not interested in. My life is too short to get caught up with all that, right? But if you're somebody out there, I'm going to say it. Two things. One is if you're always, talking, if you're in sales, even on the phone, I think people need to realize that on a Zoom call. You got to understand. I understand, or put it this way, I get that what you're saying means the most to you, but you also have to understand the people that are listening, it doesn't always mean the most to them. The shorter the better. Learn to communicate and have conversations and not go on for super long periods of time. I actually just ran into we all went to dinner with some friends, and some of them had some friends in from Italy, or one was from Italy actually. So, and he speaks English too, but he kept going on and on and on. Not only that, he kept interrupting us, and there's a lot of us there. And then we went out. We were actually at a very fine dining steakhouse, so we're all there, and he kept interrupting us, kept interrupting me, kept interrupting everyone. Finally, I yelled, "Shut the fuck up," right to his face. And then we were yelling like "Stata zit," you know, I mean, shut up in Italian, or zit, whatever. But it was kind of funny, but everybody was shocked, and they could not stop laughing. And I even had to tell him, "You got to stop. You keep interrupting people. It's aggravating me." And then we went for cigars, and then then we ended up going out again to another Italian restaurant. To make a long story short, I couldn't take it anymore. Is that the right approach? Of course not. Everybody knew I meant it kind of funny, but I was kind of being honest. And I think a lot of people they go on and on. I either walk away or tell them to shut the fuck up, or like, listen, slow down. And it's hard. It's hard to do. I know I'm a little aggressive with that, and I'm not, again, telling you to tell people to shut up. But I do think people need to be kind of put in their place sometimes when they're super long-winded, or when they don't realize there's other people in the room that want to talk, or that they keep interrupting others. I catch myself doing it too, believe me, a lot of times having conversations. It could be even with my girlfriend. I got to literally bite my tongue and let people finish. And, sometimes if we have parents, or we have our kids, or other people, if we get on the phone or we're with them and they go on for long periods of time, that's kind of different, and that's our family. But even our family members, if they get too much with it, I think we should address them and say, hey, you're going on and on and on here. Not only that, you're kind of saying the same shit over and over again. Not only that, you keep telling the same story over and over again. Not only that, you're not giving other people an opportunity to talk. Let other people, and you don't have to be mean about it, but I think really when it comes to social cues, a lot of people need to be addressed, and not, addressed on that. Because if they don't even acknowledge, that people are kind of checking out on them or not interested in what they're saying, I don't get it. Because even when I'm sometimes talking to someone, I could tell they're checking, and then they start to they're out, I back up. I'm like, okay, let's cut this short. Let's end this soon. But others don't. And I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but Jesus Christ, man. Just be aware of that. I just want to do a podcast on that, because it's just daunting after a while. And it's not only verbal social cues, it can be even when I see people out that they don't really know they're getting too, like I was mentioning earlier, too close to them. It could be even if you're dancing. Are you dancing, inappropriately with people? Are you on a first date? How are your social cues? Are you too aggressive? Even sending messages, I don't care if it's texts or DMs or whatever the hell it is, just going on and on and on. Are they too long-winded? Who the hell wants to, and I used to do that too, and sometimes I don't send any emails really, but when I do, sometimes they're longer, they're very specific, but then I'm done with you. So it's not like, I can't stand the 10 emails back and forth, 3 sentences here, 3 sentences there. I'm like, here's the deal. This is what I'm discussing, and this is what I want done. Do it. Do this. You have an outline. I'm kind of an outline guy, right? So that works for me. And some people are like, Rich, you wrote me this long email. It's overwhelming and this and that. I go, no, it's not. Because that has everything you want. You have as much time to do it as you need, or if you need it, whatever. Because what would have happened was you would have emailed me 10 times, you would have messaged me, you would have called me. Everything's right there for you. You don't have to do anything but read that and follow those instructions. They're like, oh, okay, you're right. So that's just the way I work. Less longer emails for that, but I don't want to get into texting where I'm texting you every day what to do, not do. Again, phone calls constantly. I limit that more and more and more, because I value my time independent, away from others. I value my time to be able to create what I want to create. So if I'm constantly in all these long-winded conversations or having to listen to other people all the time, I don't have it in me. That's just me. So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up there. Take care, and I wish you nothing but the best.